Hamas could secure an agreement on a 1:30 hostage deal.
All the things which happened after October 7, 2023, and then more than 50,000 people died, millions of people displaced. And then there was a ceasefire. And there are arguments that Hamas has been eliminated up to a level. About that argument, who won the war and who gained, and what was the end result of what happened in last 1.5 years?
Let us accept the reality that the Palestinians suffered a whole lot. The state of affairs of Gaza now, as we all know, to make it a much more livable area, it takes a long time. But in political negotiations, it is not that kind of a weakness of the Palestinians that you have seen. Even if the Hamas leadership, a large chunk of it, was eliminated by Israel, in the negotiations between Hamas and Israel, Hamas could secure an agreement on a 1:30 hostage deal. For one Israeli hostage being released, 30 Palestinian prisoners have to be released.
Yes.
That's not a bad deal in diplomatic terms, isn't it? In any deal making of that kind. And that doesn't seem to be a completely defeated organization dealing with a powerful military, dominated state like Israel. So there's something else going on, isn't it?
Yes.
Whether our understanding of the whole war, which was reported by Western media without any local correspondent for them, reporting from other capitals.
Yes.
So whether we were getting the actual picture of what was happening and the situation of the Israeli hostages who were held and they were released, the kind of pictures we have seen, the kind of total destruction that Netanyahu was intending to do was somehow resisted. But Palestinians suffered such a heavy human and material loss that we should see. So one cannot say that this is a victory as such in that sense, considering the human loss.
Yes.
But at the diplomatic front, I think Israel, it could not assert the kind of utterances that its leaders were making in global media.
Yes.
So there is a kind of saying that it's not a total military victory also, because they find that even now Hamas fighters are still there in Gaza.
So where is Gaza headed? Who is going to govern Gaza? Though Trump's demands are there, but what is going to happen with Gaza now? Because is it going to be as the second intifada or the first intifada? Gazans coming back and they are building their own areas. Then again, Israeli aggression repeats. What is going to be the future?
Very difficult to predict like that. The problem, obviously, that has been there for quite some time now, that the Palestinian leadership as a whole, they don't have the PA, for example, the
Palestinian
Abbas leadership for that matter. Their behavior over the last several years have been seen by many Palestinians. I think a majority of the Palestinians as not helpful for the liberation of Palestine. Mahmoud Abbas and the PA was trying to Palestinian Authority they do not have even a municipal government's authority, and that's another case. They are trying to show that, Gaza also should come under the PA's control, and trying to negotiate with the United States, etc. At this point, even after Trump coming to power, there were those kinds of utterances from the PA. That argument has come from other Arab countries also. Neighboring countries also, Egypt and Jordan and others were also trying to do that. But I don't think Gazan people are very enthusiastic about about that. But there were some attempts, sometimes under Egyptian mediation itself, for negotiation between the PA leadership and Hamas. But that did not reach anywhere, as we know. So politically, how the Gazans are going to be organizing themselves, because the Hamas is still there, its leadership, even the top leadership, is not there, but there are still people who can organize them. So what kind of negotiations that they are going to do for the future of Gaza, it's not very clear at this moment. Ideally, that Palestinian entity altogether, coming together and then waging that struggle would be an ideal thing. But whether that's going to happen, or much more encirclement of Gaza, more American assistance to Israel to do the intermittent bombing, and they are doing that in the West Bank now after Gaza.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed after the ceasefire. They continue their attack right now at West Bank.
At least there is some push from different organizations to have this kind of a dialogue and having a leadership. But there is also a popular pressure on the PA, its leadership, to be changed, because they are there because there are no elections. The PA wanted to postpone elections to the Palestinian Authority because they are sure that they are not going to win in those elections. So the first and foremost requirement for any political arrangement to arise is to have a unified Palestinian leadership, which has the mandate of the people, which has to go through an electoral democratic process as such.